There was nothing wrong with this 2009 MacBook Pro, but it was just too outdated to be of much use. So I decided to harvest it for parts. One of the parts I thought I could use was the display, as well as this DVD drive. Maybe I can get an enclosure for it, and use it as an external USB DVD. Let's go! I got the DVD drive out of the chassis without much difficulty, and it seems in good condition. If I can get an enclosure for it, my dastardly plan should work. I did notice the interface on the drive is not standard SATA. It's slimline SATA, a compact form of data and power connector. That means any enclosure I bought needed to have this slimline connector. That was a useful piece of information to narrow down my search. The data sticker on the drive said it needed 5 volts and draws 1.6 amps in current. This makes sense for a laptop drive, and it means it will run on 5 volt USB without issue. No need for any voltage conversion. So, the keywords slimline SATA 5 volt MacBook DVD USB enclosure led me here on AliExpress. I don't know what I'm doing, but this looks like a good bet. A good enough bet to punt 23 hard-earned Australian dollars on, plus tax. I made sure to order the USB Type-C version to future-proof my enclosure a bit. And here it is a couple of weeks later. Let's get it open. Despite the picture on the box, this does actually turn out to be the USB Type-C version. If we open it up, everything is safely wrapped up in bubble wrap. That's good. Inside that, there's the plastic top cover, the black steel bottom plate, and the minimal product data sheet. Getting a look at the top cover, it's a silver plastic piece. At the top left, there's the felt insert cover, and at the rear there's a small SATA interface board and USB connector. The base is very thin black anodized steel. It has a circular pressed section to act as a stand, which has some non-slip rubber in it. Nice! That's all the parts. No screws or fasteners. The upper and lower parts just clip together. Do you think I'm going to be able to successfully put the salvaged DVD drive into this enclosure? Do I have the skills, and is the enclosure from AliExpress going to work? You can pause the video and put your votes in the comments. Success, failure, or a bit of both.
3 days later.
Turns out I need to remove this tab in the back of the drive. It was part of the mounting hardware used inside the MacBook, but it's getting in the way inside the case, stopping the SATA connectors meshing with the enclosure's board. Luckily, the tab comes off nice and easily. Once that's removed, it all fits together. Make sure the SATA connectors make firm connection, that the interface board is secured into its retaining clips moulded into the enclosure, and the USB cable isn't pinched. With the drive in place, we can snap on the metal base. There are clips to secure it. No screws required. You just need to line the clips up with the tabs in the plastic upper piece and gently, or sometimes not so gently, press it all together. Make sure you're not pinching any cables or parts doing this. Once it's all clipped together, it looks great. But remember that bit where I mentioned I don't know what I'm doing? Yeah, there was some foreshadowing going on there. Remember, there's nothing holding the drive in place. No screws or other fastenings. Turns out the unsecured DVD drive flops down and doesn't align with the opening in the enclosure. You can't insert discs. I levered it open again and secured a bit of foam into the base with double-sided tape. That provided enough support to hold the drive up at the correct height. Moment of truth. Will it work? Let's insert a disc. After a heart-stopping moment of drive spinning noises, the CD mounted on the desktop. Looks like mission accomplished, right? Yeah, partly. I managed to tear off the misaligned felt strip when pulling this apart to mount the foam. But it does work, so a partial win. What are the strengths and weaknesses of this product? On the plus side, $23 for an enclosure is reasonable. It's a bit flimsy and plasticky, but I suspect it will get the job done. Getting the drive installed is pretty straightforward. The issues I had were mostly my own fault. And it works. Eventually. But the lack of any mechanism to secure the drive in place is a big design flaw. I expected to need to use the screws salvaged from the MacBook to secure it, but there's no way to do that, unless I missed something obvious. And the haphazard alignment of the felt in the DVD opening meant I ended up mangling it trying to reposition and align it to accept a disc. Partly a skills issue, but if I hadn't needed to fiddle with the initial misalignment, it probably would have been okay. I'll need to be careful inserting and removing discs when I use it to avoid scratches. So for anyone who made a prediction earlier, I'm going to call this project a draw. Do you agree? For the price, this product does what it says and does well enough. There are manufacturing and design limitations, and I fell foul of many of them. The biggest problem is lack of securing options for the drive, nothing some foam and double-sided tape couldn't cure. Thanks for joining me on my AliExpress journey to revive this salvaged DVD drive. I'm sure we're going to review a lot more AliExpress electronics, so make sure you subscribe. See you next time.